When are we doing it right now? Oh, we have to get closer, right?
No, you're good. You're good. I mean, that camera will pick you both up to 2 shots.
Oh, it is? Okay. So we doing it now?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Do it the same as the way we do ours. I'll jump in at the end.
Well, the way we do ours, but you don't do anything, and I say everything?
No, I jump in at the end.
Sounds like a good idea.
I would mute.
Okay. This is Jiggy of the Jiggy Jon podcast, and you are watching Pizza Beer Revolution. That's all you're going to say?
No, I'm going to jump in on the pizza and beer. No, it's all right. We'll go back and forth.
Okay. I'm Jiggy.
And this is Jon of the Jiggy and Jon podcast.
And you're watching Pizza Beer Revolution, the best podcast we listen to. the best podcast we like.
Just keep firing some out of a cannon here.
Okay. I'm Jiggy.
And this is Jon of the Jiggy and Jon podcast. Start again.
I'm Jiggy.
And this is Jon.
And you're watching the Pizza Beer Revolution podcast, our favorite podcast in the world.
Let's do this.
In the world.
You good?
We'll keep going until you're happy. Huh?
Keep going.
Okay.
All right. What's up? This is Jon.
And I'm Jiggy of the Jiggy and Jon podcast.
And right now we're here at the Pizza and Beer Revolution.
Podcast. And we're
Now, Jiggy, do it one time without doing the voice of Nugget.
that's my life.
Oh, that's your real voice?
I'm gonna have to leave.
All right, you good?
I think that's good. Right? You guys like it?
I love it. I
Okay.
love it. I'm actually gonna use all of them.
All of them together?
Yeah.
Great.
Pizza, beer, revolution. Now tell me something good. Oh yeah.
What's up, everybody? Pizza Beer Revolution. Mike Polano, Joe Maffei, Derek D. It's too dark. Dennis, turn the lights back on. And sitting in on the B side, Jiggy and Jon from the Jiggy and Jon podcast. Everybody.
Yeah. All right.
Guys, thank you so much for coming down from the city.
Yeah, this is great.
Wasn't that bad, right?
No. That's good to see New Jersey.
It's your first, no bullshit, your first time here.
I've been to New Jersey twice.
So it's not your first time to New Jersey.
It's my
This is
first
your
time in
second.
this part of New Jersey.
You see, we got lost on the way here, and we ended up going back through the city, so it's my second time in New Jersey. No?
But everything so far has been great.
Cool,
I'm
man.
a big fan of New Jersey so far.
Where'd you go the
Path
first
train.
time?
Atlantic City.
Oh,
I was there last night. I was in AC last night at the Borgata. That's
where I was.
Last night?
Not last night. Last night. I don't go 2 for 2 on my New Jersey days.
Jiggy, you're from, I know you're from Orlando, but aren't you from Connecticut before that?
Boston. Yeah.
Boston?
Both Jon and I are both Bostonians.
Is that how you guys know each other, from Boston, or?
No, we know each other from, he hired me, actually. I'm a videographer.
Right.
And he's Jiggy the comedian.
Right.
And he hired me to shoot a music video for him.
Wait, Jiggy, you had a music video?
Yeah. It's a golf music video.
What?
How come we haven't seen this?
Because it's a golf music video.
No, it's a golf comedy parody music video. A lot of elements.
A lot of elements. It was on Golf Channel
Many
for like
levels.
5 seconds.
Now you play golf, right?
I did.
You're an athlete. You played collegiate baseball.
Yeah, I played college baseball, and those were the better days.
Really? That's it. It's all downhill after your college baseball career.
Yeah, like I can do like 1 or 2 push-ups now. I used to be in shape. But yeah, college baseball, played baseball my whole life, played golf, dabbled as an assistant golf pro for a little bit, and that's when did this comedy golf music video with this guy. That was like 2 or 3 years ago now.
It was.
Yeah, it was a little.
How'd it come out? Is it good? Can we see it somewhere? Where can we see it?
It's still online, right?
Yeah, it's online. You can check it out on YouTube. It's Jiggy Lobwedge, or through Golf Channel. They're still hosting it. Jiggy Lobwedge.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there's some dance moves in there too.
Did you lived in Boston? You went to Boston in college? Did you go to college in Boston?
I went to college down in Florida. A little school called Rollins College, down in the FLA. Fla.
Nice.
What-
I used to
what?
host an event in Boston every year, College Fest. You guys remember College Fest? It was like
Actually, one of my clients performed at College Fest a few years ago.
oh yeah.
Probably about 3 years ago. I was at that one.
Oh nice. I was the host. I was like the guy on
We
stage
we
introducing
probably
people.
met.
Yeah, we might have.
Probably ran into each other. Yeah.
Yeah, but then they don't have a host
You guys
anymore.
probably drank Bud Lights together.
Bud Lights are great.
Derek loves Bud Light.
He was very
Crush.
memorable.
Is it like the Russians?
The Russians.
We do our homework on Pizza Beer Revolution.
Okay, yeah. Well,
First of all, let us all in on what you're talking about, and then update us.
well, I've dabbled in dating Russian girls.
Dabbled.
Which, if you haven't dabbled, don't. It's not. I tried dating a Russian girl for a little bit, and it didn't work out. And she found out a lot about me through my podcast. So I found out the dark side of podcasting.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I would think that John's ass actually would live up to my Russian's ass I dabbled in.
So the last we were left off, you were talking about you had asked this Russian girl to meet you at a bar so you could talk about your breakup. This was on your last episode of Jiggy and Jon's podcast, right?
Right.
And this was a while ago. Has there been any update to that?
Meet her on Tinder?
No, I actually met her organically through one of John's friends.
Ah.
So
That happens
It was
still.
it would actually you got to be careful about meeting them in person.
Oh yeah, you don't know anything
Yeah,
about
you
him.
don't know anything about them. I'd stick to just meeting online. It's a lot safer.
It is.
But yeah, we met actually at a Oktoberfest event, hung out. Things were going good. Things went sour, and all around Thanksgiving. These Russian girls don't know that's a dagger. You can't be doing that.
They don't celebrate Thanksgiving.
No, I know.
They don't know what it's about.
I had borscht and caviar or something, whatever they eat over there on Thanksgiving, like a turkey drumstick.
borscht and caviar for the Russian Thanksgiving. What are the Russians call Thanksgiving?
Thursday. I don't know. They don't call it anything.
Thursday.
They just got together because everyone was off that day.
So Jiggy, you've been in comedy for a little while, stand up, right? But you opened for the Impractical Jokers.
Yeah, open up for the Impractical Jokers. I've been with them for about a year and a half. So there's a few of us who open for their shows. I do about a third of their shows, mostly the East Coast and the South. But it's been awesome. Doing huge theaters for stand up that's the dream. So I get to live a little piece of that through their shows, and it's been unbelievable.
So, have you been doing other shows outside of that? Like, I mean, have you seen growth in your audience? I'm sure you have, right?
Yeah, it's been great. Like the fan base has definitely increased from doing all the shows with the Impractical Jokers. I mean, just the number of people that you perform in front of by nature,
absolutely.
you're gonna have more people follow you. And but comedy is one of those weird businesses where you still get sent out to do like a coffee shop in like
Yeah.
the middle of Maine, to make money. So.
Well,
It's not anything glamorous yet, but
I mean, it's worth it though. You never know who you're going to get in front of, right?
And the success is probably great for you after you peaked in high school, as I see you have a mile walking record at high school. How does it feel to come down from that? And was the depression really harsh?
that was actually my athletic peak.
Really?
Everyone else took flag football, soccer, and I was on the track competing for the fitness walking mile record, which I hold, Lexington, Massachusetts, 10 minutes, 32 seconds. Heel strikes.
That's impressive.
Really? That's really fast.
Heel strikes.
How do you
Hold on.
Hashtag
What-
heel strikes.
Heel strike.
Hashtag heel strikes.
what?
That's when you do the swaying thing with the hip.
Yeah,
and
where
you,
your
and
hips
you can't
go
let
on.
your feet leave the ground.
Your hips do a little.
It's a gyration.
It's a gyration, and people understand you got to be focused.
Yeah.
You can't just go into fitness walking loosey goosey. And one false step, and your toes hit before your heel, disqualified.
Oh,
For
man,
real?
That's terrible.
Yeah, you
get
can't,
to- you get
can't
to-
be. It's
There's
not
some
a
serious
jogging. You got people watching those heels.
You
Heel
gotta
strike.
walk.
You gotta walk. And in your head, you're going heel strike, heel strike, heel strike, heel strike, heel strike.
I didn't even know that was.
Wait,
a
wait.
thing.
It's very weird because it's the only sport that they give autographs while they're doing it.
This is. I thought we were joking. Like I thought he
No,
just
it's
had
real.
a walking record. I didn't realize there was rules to competitive walking.
Fitness
2 words.
walking,
Heel strike.
heel strike.
So what constitutes a jog?
a jog, you can run in the balls of your feet.
So you
You're-
cannot touch the balls of your feet in a walk.
That's a trot.
You got to hit that heel first.
We have
As long as the heel-
clarification of language.
Yeah, if you're heel striking, you're fitness walking.
Okay.
Once you get on those balls of your feet, you're either trotting or jogging or running.
And you can get disqualified for that.
Absolutely.
Oh man, I did not. Do you guys
It's
aware of this?
intense.
No, I didn't know that about the disqualification points.
It's the most like uneventful finish line though,
Oh, yeah.
because like it happens for so long. You're like, you know.
I mean, if you're going like neck and neck with somebody, you and Joe Maffei
I was the only one competing in this event.
Oh, you're by yourself.
I was by myself, but they actually had a log of all the people who attempted it.
I was gonna say by default you have the record.
No, there was actually a lot of people who attempted it, but I beat it by like 30 seconds.
How do you celebrate?
I went to C block class, just like, probably like history or something.
Right.
Yeah.
So how fast could you walk a mile?
No one. I don't know.
Because I'm going to hit the bell and go, bing, challenge.
Oh, exactly.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
There we
man.
go.
I mean, honestly, I mean, I walk every day. And I know, 4 or 5 miles a day. And I can't get under like 14 minutes. I don't know how you do it in 10.
You walk for exercise or
Yeah.
for like fun?
For exercise. Well, actually, I just lost like a ton of weight.
Oh.
I was like 2 of me. And that's why you had to bring on Derek.
We lost a half a person.
There we go.
It's funny. We were like the challenge thing Joe was talking about. We're in the process of putting together a pilot that's based on our podcast, much like you guys are. And that was kind of what Joe was talking about. Not to get too much into that though. Jon, you just shot a pilot for a reality show, right?
I did, yeah. We shot the first episode right after Christmas through New Year's.
So what's it all about? First of all, you're a musician first and a videographer second, or reverse?
I kind of double as a filmographer and a music producer.
Okay.
A little bit of both. I'm more heavy on the videography side.
So when your part, and correct me if I'm wrong, the pilot you shot is a tour, the life of a bunch of guys on tour, a band,
It's based around a solo artist. His name's Mike Stud.
and you're producing him, or you're a videographer?
I started as his in-house music producer and video director. Now I'm just doing all his video stuff on tour and off tour.
Okay, so that's the heart of the show.
The show is they kind of describe it as like a real life entourage. So it's him as an artist and his surrounding team and day-to-day life.
How many dudes?
It's there's like 4 or 5 main guys. The whole team like on tour is like 8 of us probably.
Nice.
Yeah.
Tour bus?
Yeah.
What's the first rule about the tour bus?
You don't poop on
You
it.
don't poop on the tour bus.
Word.
Is this did this pilot get picked up by anyone yet, or is it?
It's it's picked up by Esquire Network.
Oh,
which
nice.
is the NBC
Did
Universal.
you get picked up?
Yeah, the pilot got picked up.
okay.
So I mean, depending on how good the pilot is, we'll see about the season. But,
Right on.
Yeah.
But you shot it. Are you on it?
Yeah, I'm one of the main characters.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So what's the craziest thing that's happened on tour? I mean, that's the question everybody wants to know, right?
On tour ever?
Well, yeah, with you, wherever you don't want to tell us. Dude.
No, I've told this. I told the story in the podcast like a while ago.
Okay.
And I think like the tragedies that happen on tour are always the funniest. Obviously, like like partying girls, whatever. But the tragedies are just like they make for the best stories. So, actually, I like technically kidnapped a fan once, and it's a logical explanation. I didn't mean to kidnap her.
Technically.
Yeah.
Long story short, we're in Pittsburgh. Our tour had just ended like a few years ago, and we had a hotel party. We got kicked out of the hotel at like 4 a.m. from noise complaints. So we got kicked to the curb. One of our buddies was like, my mom lives a half hour outside Pittsburgh. We can go there. So our team's loading up in the van. I see a poor girl that was at the party just sitting outside by herself. And like a nice guy, I'm like, hey, you all right? She said she all her friends left her. Her phone's dead, and she lives in Baltimore. And we're in Pittsburgh.
Right.
She's probably not a very good friend.
No.
So I'm like, all right, listen, like, come with us. We're going a half hour away. Charge your phone, figure out what you got to figure out. To my knowledge, we were only going a half hour away. Where we really went was an hour and a half away in West Virginia.
Yeah.
So my friend does not know time that well, apparently.
Jeez.
So we get to an hour and a half away. Long story short, I wake up with all these voicemails from this poor girl's mom.
Oh man.
Oh,
Where's
no.
my daughter? You took her from I don't even know. I thought I was going to jail for it. It was like the movie Alpha Dog. Have you ever seen that?
So you guys passed out in the car. And you wake up an hour and a half later.
Hour and a half later, at this point, like the sun's coming up.
What do you do?
I'm getting pegged with kidnapping someone.
You cross state lines.
So how'd
man.
you get
That's
home,
serious stuff.
So we left like a few hours after that, and the girl her phone she's from Baltimore. She's like someone's gonna come get me.
What?
Who?
Baltimore's like 5 hours.
Was she
away.
hot?
She had to be.
Yeah, of course she's
Right? Of course. And Jiggy, you would have just walked up to her on the street and you would have said something like, "Hey, I'm Jiggy, but you don't want to talk to me. I'm a bad man."
I'm a bad guy. I've actually been trying that line.
And it works, right?
Yeah, it does work.
Have you used it recently?
Yeah, I've been reading that book, The Game. You know.
Oh, I
all
read
about
that book.
Yeah. But I don't know. Like, I feel like The Game is like not for me. It doesn't come across like smooth in my
Yeah, it's kind of cheap. I don't know. It's kind of like the whole peacocking thing, like whatever. Like
we talk about people. I think peacocking has its place.
Sure.
But Mystery, the guy who it's all about picking up girls and pickup artists and stuff, and Mystery, the guy who it's based around, is a magician.
Yeah, that's how
And
they
I
started.
feel like the book is written for a magician.
Right.
Like, I can't be like, hey, my name's Jiggy. I'm a comedian. Let me show you this. And, like,
Let me tell you a
bust
joke.
out, like, a YouTube clip or something. Like, he would pull birds out of his hat or something.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
He had to be carrying those birds all day too.
Yeah.
But that book wasn't. That book wasn't. Is an interesting book.
How does
It's
he feed
interesting.
them? Joe, do you know what peacocking is?
No.
Because I just learned this today myself.
Isn't that when you like wear like a really bright hat and pronounce yourself?
Right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Essentially.
So Derek, if you had to peacock, what are you doing at the bar peacocking? What do you do?
I don't really. I don't do that.
Well, if you had to, you have to peacock.
You probably wear like a douchey hat or something. Like a douche. Just be douchebaggery. Just wear like a chain, like a big like chain, and like.
Do you have a big chain?
No.
All right. That plan shot.
What do you do?
All you need to do.
The issue with peacocking is it's hard to peacock and not look like a dickhead.
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of what you want though? Isn't that
No, you can peacock. You'd have to do something that's out of the ordinary that separates you from everyone else.
True.
And the hardest part is doing it without looking like a dickhead.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe the P silent. Sorry.
I think some good ideas, just to throw it out there, like wear an eye patch.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
And make sure
Right.
you have a great story for why
You have to have a story. You can't just rock an eye patch or
guaranteed it's gonna break a lot of ice with a lot of ladies.
no story
yeah.
at all. Like what's up with the eye patch?
Don't
What
worry
are you
about it.
talking about?
Yeah, what
Just
eye patch?
Deny
worry
it.
about it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't
Or
worry
run out.
about it.
Don't make fun of me.
I feel like every guy who reads the book The Game and wants to start peacocking, I feel like that store Buckle is just exactly for them. Every piece of clothing inside of Buckle is meant for someone trying to peacock. It's like, yeah, I want a regular shirt, but put a silver glittery eagle on the front
Right.
Yeah.
and the like weird jewelry and stuff. You guys ever shop at Buckle?
No.
No.
Jiggy, I went shopping with you once.
Yeah.
Or like affliction.
Do you remember?
Like, exactly. That's what they sell.
Yeah.
Do you remember what I came out with?
No.
This is the coat, right?
Oh yes, the coat. Yes.
Do you remember who made it?
Wasn't it like Sean John or something?
It was Sean John.
Sean John.
But I really like the coat.
I haven't
man.
seen him wear it since.
I wear it every day.
That's puffy, right?
It's puffy.
But there's no logo that says Sean John. He just has to wear that, knowing that that's like.
The button says it. And I remember you guys were all like, "Wow, that's a really nice coat. That's a nice jacket." It was total impulse buy. I bought it at the last second.
That's a nice coat.
It is nice. I enjoy it. I don't care if it's Sean John. I have street cred.
Whoa, they had a triple
I
fat
got
goose.
street cred.
Yeah, they didn't have any more triple fat goose in the house. We asked Twitter. You guys were coming on the show, and if they had any questions they wanted us to ask you, and we got a couple. Stacey Roderick again. She said, "I just want to know what's the craziest thing a fan has done to you."
A fan has done.
I guess it's open to both of you.
Do you have an answer?
I know that you have an answer.
I mean, besides kidnapping, I mean,
Well, you kidnapped a fan though. Has a fan kidnapped you?
No, fans. I don't think so. No.
You would know, would you not?
That night was really iffy. Yeah.
It was just fun.
I've had probably the craziest thing. I had a fan create a fake show for me to perform at because she wanted me to go see her.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
All right, walk
She
us through it.
created a show.
Is
for
this
me to
legit,
perform.
John?
That beats out anything I was gonna say. So
She created this show for me to go perform at and gave me all these details. And I never thought about having my phone number on my Facebook page
Until then.
until then. And then
Does she call up like a man? I'm a manager. I'm an
The
agent.
address is my
no,
house.
I got all these voicemails. And it was kind of weird, and I didn't know what to do, and I kind of like, it's what I do, so I need to like kind of feel it out and see if it's real. But it wasn't real.
Did you go?
No, I didn't go. Thank God.
Oh man,
That would have been the icing on the cake. But luckily, I have an agent or someone who can kind kind of filter out the BS, and he was like, yeah, that didn't really exist. So I could have been chained to a radiator in Wisconsin.
Yeah, misery, man. Chained to a bed and getting your ankles smashed.
Got to finish that story the right way.
I know.
Do you, Derek? Do you have fans out there? Like, have you had any crazy interactions with them?
Right off the top of my head, just for Saturday night at Porta, here, some like 6'4" dude was like, "No fucking way, Derek D. Fastly," and he picked me up, like bear hugged me. I'm like, "Yo, relax, dude." But yeah, he was like very enthusiastic about the show.
Did he buy you a beer?
Yeah,
No, I was like, "Oh man, appreciate it, thank you." He took a couple pictures and we walked away.
Ah, that's cool.
But yeah, no, I don't. That was just recent. So
Did your feet dangle?
I was pretty banged up too, but not as drunk as this guy. They might have. I mean, it was just like a quick bear hug. I was like, "Whoa, easy there. You don't pick up. You don't just pick up people. Like
You just don't do that.
yeah."
Joe, when you were a professional snowboarder, did you have like that kind of fan base?
No.
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 You just made big wipeouts?
Free places to sleep, things like that.
Joe's a pro snowboarder, mostly known for crashing.
I would like to see that.
That was like
I'd love to see that.
that was like 3.5 Joes ago.
Yes, exactly. We're going to get another guy on the show for me to get down to that weight.
How much did you weigh when you were boarding?
230,
What do you now?
285.
Well, I feel like 230 is still like a big dude. It's not like you were Jiggy.
I've never been small. I didn't come out of the womb this way, though. I did start small like everybody else.
I hope not. Your poor mother.
With beard and all.
She had a big vagina. It's all right.
Oh,
Alyssa Marie 14 on Twitter asked Jiggy, "What's it like to tour with the Impractical Jokers?" Backward smiley face. Why backward smiley face? Like the smile
I
first.
feel a lot of girls are doing that these
What's
days.
up?
It's
Like-
throwing me off for that.
Is it kind of like a crooked smile?
Yeah, or like when the smile comes right after the word instead of like the eyes coming after.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
right.
saying?
That's what it is.
It's weird.
What's up with that?
I don't know. You have to like read it twice. I feel your pain. What's it like? It's great. I tell everyone, like, you know, I've worked with so many different comedians over the years, you know, like people that you know or whatever, and not everyone's nice. You know, a lot of people are not nice, and a lot of people make your time with them miserable, especially when you're...
especially in the comedy world, dude.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of egos out there, whether it's comedy or music. You work with a lot of egos, and, you know, when I started working with the guys, you never know what you're going to get, but they've been unbelievable. I mean, they're unbelievably nice guys on stage, off stage, on their show. Like, their persona is 100% real, and they're everything that you'd want them to be if you watch the show,
Right.
which has been great. So the touring experience has been unbelievable for me.
This one, I kind of want to skip around, but I'll ask you this one too. It's kind of compounding on that. In Providence, I guess you told a ball saw story.
Yeah, that's
Was it true?
Ball Saw story is 100% true.
No, can you share with us?
He told me this story the night I met him.
Yeah, the
This
Ball
was-
Saw story
This is
is
an icebreaker.
It wasn't even in his set. He was just telling me a story one night. Probably it was the first night I got into Florida to shoot your video, and we went out. We got a beer, and he told me the story about ball sauce.
Yeah, the Ball Saw story
So
it's 100% real, and a lot of people ask if it is real. The joke is pretty long, but in a nutshell, I met this girl on I met a girl on OkCupid.
You're
took her on a
your
date.
Captain Dating site, right?
Yeah, I crush it. I
Tinder,
have no
Happen.
qualms.
You got Happen?
No, I got Hinge. You
I got
want
Hinge. Yeah.
Hinge is nice.
Happen, HAPPN. It's like you walk by someone and then you ping.
Really?
It's crazy. Okay, sorry.
My phone doesn't have enough battery, enough memory to like hold any more dating apps. But I met this girl on OkCupid. She was like really nice, really sweet. We went on a date. The date went really well. Took her back to my apartment, and we sitting down. We start making out, and then she's like, "Oh, I gotta go something to my room." And I'm thinking she's gonna go like change into some like sexy outfit or something. And she comes back like 2 seconds later, just carrying her purse. And she opens up her purse and she brings out this little jar, and I can't read it. I'm like, what the hell is that?
No way.
And she said, this is chocolate raspberry ball sauce.
And your arm immediately goes like this, right?
And I'm just blown away. Like in my mind, I'm like,
Literally.
there's swirling.
Minutes from being blown away.
Yes. Even in the process of being sauced, I was
Yeah.
like, what is going on?
So you went through
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah, I went through with it. It smelled like a banana split in there for like 2 hours.
You weren't offended? Because
No,
are you supposed to taste it before you put any sauce on it first?
What?
Like
Tasted-
steak?
Yeah,
you
like,
know?
yeah, do you
You're
think,
supposed
like-
to taste it first before you salt it.
Do you think she had a hint?
Like, how
of
do you know it doesn't
something?
taste good to
I didn't
begin
want to
with?
taste where it was going, so I let her do all the tasting.
No, but then why did she go for the sauce? Did she have a hint? Was there something not right?
So you were.
Jiggy, were you?
I was happy about the sauce. Was an interesting place to go, but on a first date, I was not expecting that.
Yeah,
It's
you were
not-
just making out, right?
We're just making out. She pulls out the sauce. We're saucing together, like doing this thing. And, that's not a normal thing that you see on a first date. And this girl didn't even know my
Right.
first name 3 hours ago. She only knew me by my screen name.
Right.
So, a lot of things were swirling through my mind. And I just knew that at that point, this girl probably isn't the one.
No,
But you caught it.
You don't tell the girl, you don't tell the grandkids, how'd you meet grandma? Well, let me tell you about that sauce. It all started with that sauce.
I love that it was like banana split sauce. It's not like it wasn't like cherry. You know what I mean? She went with banana split. This is a girl who's been through the gambit of flavors.
Oh, yeah.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
That's so funny.
I use this one, but this one's my favorite.
Right. You were not the first in her sauce.
No, and it's part of the joke, and it's actually 100% true. It's chocolate raspberry ball sauce. And as she opened it, it wasn't even a new container. Like she had dabbled in this sauce
It had like
before.
2 fingers deep in it. Like, like she had a can of Aquaphor that she's been using for 3 years. Jeez. Sorry.
Yeah, it's not cool when she's like scraping the bottom layer. Like, you're gonna love this. If I could just get this last little kernel.
You only need a little.
Oh, you got tested, right?
All the guys love this.
the ball sauce.
Well, that leads down to my medical history, which has been very difficult.
What was his name?
Oh.
Jonathan.
Whoa, don't bring me into this.
How does it make you feel to be sauce worthy? Like you were judged as this guy might require some ball sauce.
I don't know what was going through my mind. Obviously, not a whole lot.
Yeah, that's an
But,
interesting conundrum.
Yeah, but that story is true, and I told that story in Providence, and I tell it a lot because people love it, and it is 100% true.
I love that story. I didn't hear you tell that. So was that the trip I was on with you guys?
No, well, it's interesting because the shows that you came to, we were filming for the Impractical Jokers, a television special.
Yeah.
And so, it was like that night, it was like chaos. There's like 70 people on the team, like, film crews. It's like
Oh, that's right. You
high-intensity.
got chopped and chopped and chopped and chopped, right?
I started off with a 15-minute set. They're like, Jiggy, you got 12 minutes. Can you handle it? Yeah, I can handle that. Jiggy, you got 7 minutes. Can you do it? Yeah, I'm fine. I get on stage like, Jiggy, do 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself and leave. So yeah, but that night my set got cut down because they got a huge budget for this television special, and like they don't care about me. So I was there to warm up the crowd, and so anyway, long story short, my set got cut, so I didn't do the ball sauce story, which takes me about like 4 or 5 minutes to get out.
Yeah. That was good. You still had a good set. It still was a decent. It was like 3 minutes, right?
No,
Was it 5?
I think at the end I did 5 because like to cut down to I can't even register a 3-minute set. I don't even know what that would sound like.
Right. It's like one joke. It's like the medium, large, extra large, extra medium.
And that takes me about 2.5 minutes.
I mean, I
Yeah.
watched you tell that same joke for 3 days straight. I don't remember it though. It was
Yeah.
your work.
Working at the golf course, yeah, and the sizes of the golf gloves that sell, and just how guys don't like to buy small gloves. So like I used to watch the guys when I worked in the golf pro shop. I'd watch the guys come into the pro shop, and the gloves were behind the counter. So every time I'd ask them, "Oh, what glove do you need?" And they'd be like, "Oh no, like extra large," and they got like little teeny like mouse hands. Oh no, yeah, like an extra large, and they try it on. It's like flopping over, like
Yeah.
the finger. They're like, "Yeah, this is great. Yeah, this is really good. It's gonna work great." So I just tell a joke about how guys don't ever want to get small gloves. So I rearranged all the sizes in the golf shop, so they went extra large, large, medium, medium large, medium, giant dick. And then the giant dicks, they were selling out. It was great. Yeah, I need 2 giant dicks.
Everybody wants that, right?
Yeah, giant dick fits great. This fits good.
For the filmer says, "What's the dumbest thing you've ever done in high school or college?" John, where'd you go to high school? Where'd you grow up?
I grew up outside of Boston,
Okay,
Braintree, Massachusetts.
right. You're a Pats fan.
Huge Pat fan.
Tom? Hey, Tom. Tom's the greatest. Tom. Tom's an asshole.
What, fucking Brady?
You love Brady, right?
Oh yeah, everyone loves fucking Brady.
We were talking about it before you guys got here. There's got to be something wrong with him. He's got
totally.
like he's got to have he orders small gloves.
Yeah.
He has to, right? You can't
His
be
whole life's perfect,
It
though.
can't be
There's
that
nothing-
perfect of a life, right?
perfect. What is this guy? What is he saying ever about, if anything?
He has a small penis.
Maybe that's it.
I mean, the poor guy's married to Giselle.
I know.
I know.
Tough
6
girls.
Super Bowl appearances.
Well, this will be his 6th.
Right.
Yeah.
6.
That's why I said 6.
Well, not yet. He didn't appear in it yet. It's in a couple weeks.
Come on. So you're a Brady fan?
Oh yeah, huge Brady fan, huge Boston fan all around.
Yeah, Bruin fan?
Yeah,
You want to borrow my hat?
no, maybe not.
All right.
Yeah.
Where did you go to college?
I went to Hofstra, right in
Oh,
Long Island.
Strong Island.
Strong Island, yeah.
What year did you graduate?
2010.
Okay.
So I'm very familiar with Jersey girls, unfortunately.
My buddies went there, but they graduated like 04, 05.
Yeah. Solid school. Where all the Guidos started.
It's amazing how like that whole Jersey Shore thing, and not one of them was from the Jersey Shore, right?
No, it's
Where'd they film it?
And on the Jersey Shore.
like 20 minutes from here.
We
They
said it wasn't
imported
filmed
them.
in-
No, it was filmed
but
here,
they're
but they
not
weren't.
from-
They're all
yeah,
from Long
yeah.
Island. They're all from like one Rhode Island.
Rhode Island,
Yeah,
yeah.
all over
okay.
the place.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Worst.
Yeah.
Staten Island, yeah.
The Shaolin, you know? What's the craziest thing you did in high school or college?
I mean, I tell us a lot. In college, every year I had like a serious accident where I ended up in the ER for some reason. Pretty much all around drinking too much. Freshman year, I was in college for like no more than like a month and a half, and it's Halloween. I'm about to go to a party dressed in costume with a bunch of friends. I see a girl outside of the dorms, and she runs and hugs me and knocks me over. My face hits a wall. My left tooth just chips right in half. I bite my lip, a complete hole in my lip. I'm gushing blood. In the ER the whole night.
But you were set for Halloween.
I'm sitting in the ER. I think the dumbest thing I did in college is probably just pledge a fraternity.
Dumb as shit.
I'm not mad I did it, but the process, the hazing, holy cow.
Yeah. Foot mouth. I hated frats where I went.
Yeah, I mean,
At Harvard, it was so like frats were terrible. You know what I mean? A bunch of
It
assholes.
really got in the way of your education.
I was trying to study.
yeah, Harvard for you, yeah.
Yeah. That's how I know so much about Tam. Tom and Giselle? No.
Tam?
Tam.
Boston accent? Is that your Boston accent?
But yeah, you know, it's like when I watch the Ranger game and I see Derek Brassard shooting the puck. I can't believe it. That Brassard, he's killing us. A terrible Boston accent.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
That's pretty
Yeah,
bad.
it's pretty bad.
Can you do one?
Do a Boston accent. It's like it's very subtle, the Boston accent. But the thing that brings all Bostonians together is sports. It's the
Right.
only like my grandma will call me and talk about like Brady's performance.
Right.
You know, it's the only thing that keeps people together. But it's not as like heavy as what you'd think it'd be. It's very subtle. Like they'll be like, oh yeah. Patriots, I don't know, you know, they're in the Super Bowl, this, you know, coming up in 2 weeks, so I think I'm going to take a couple weeks off work, you know what I'm saying, you know, my friend who used to work, he's actually assistant linebacker coach at Mass Maritime, and he's going to be, you know, he's in the lottery for the Super Bowl tickets, so, you know, ipso facto, I have a chance of going to the game.
Ipso facto. The lottery.
Yeah.
Yo, my wife Sandy says, Sully, if you go to the Super Bowl again, I'm gonna divorce you. And I say, I'm going to the Super Bowl. Believe you me. Come hella high water, I'll be there.
They love their sports.
They love their sports, and they
Love
have
'em.
tons of little phrases you don't even know what they're talking about. Like, they'll be like, my dad used to tell me all the time. He'd be like, you know, I never see you anymore. We're like 2 ships passing in the night. I'm like, what the hell are we talking about? That's from like the 1700s. When are ships passing in the night?
Yeah.
We're in Lexington.
I was in Boston a couple years ago for the Cup when the Rangers, not for the Cup, but for the NHL playoffs, and when the Rangers played Boston, and we were up there for a while. So I went on I wanted to go to Southie. So, and I was with this guy. His name's Jake, the ultimate Ranger fan. He's constantly in all Ranger garb, which in Boston, especially in Southie, you could imagine
I'd get you hurt.
could be dangerous, right?
Big time.
Well, I've come to find that Southie is like gentrified. It's not a very dangerous place anymore. At least where I was, anyway. It was like hip. You know what I mean? It's like Brooklyn.
Like Williamsburg.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Williamsburg,
It's
right?
getting better.
Is that accurate?
It's getting better, yeah.
So we went on a pub crawl with like an Irish fire department marching bagpiping band, and we made friends with them at the first bar, bought them all drinks, and then we went with them all night
How?
long, and they protected us.
How did you make fun with a bagpipe band?
You buy them beers.
Dude, I love that sound you got going on over there. Really gets me moving. I mean, honestly.
You just buy them beers, man. You make friends with anybody in that sense. We're gonna play a little game. You guys
Okay.
ready?
I'm
Yeah.
ready.
It's a little game we like to call top or bottom. I'm going to read you two things, this or that, a yin or yang, or black or white. If these two things were in a relationship, which one will be on the top? Which one will be on the bottom? It's not sexual, but it's subjective and it's tailored around you guys. Well, round table is starting with you, Jiggy. You ready?
Okay.
Top or bottom? Number one, swipe right or swipe left?
Swipe right on the top
Why is that?
because it's you always gotta swipe right. Swipe right is right.
Swipe right?
So
Do you
it's
ever
on the
swipe
top of
left?
mine.
Ever? No
I've been
matter
swiping
what?
right for a long time.
Does that work out for you?
No, I'm sitting here tonight with no girl to go back to.
Swipe right, accept.
Yes.
Swipe right.
Swipe right? Yeah, I guess so, right?
So swipe right would be on top. Swipe left on the bottom.
John?
Gotta go swipe right.
I guess you have to, right? It's a dumb question.
Swipe right on top. I agree.
I
Joe,
know.
Joe, do you
To
know
the
what
hot
they're talking
girl.
about?
I don't know, but I know you can set the preference on phones to swipe either direction.
You can't.
No.
Can you?
You can't hit a bullseye without taking a couple shots. You know what I'm saying?
Right, I hear you, man.
Take risks.
Top or bottom, number two, podcasts or TV series?
TV series top.
Yeah, TV series top, podcast bottom.
Yeah, Joey?
Definitely TV on top. I mean, what was Serial the best podcast in the world? Not even an average TV show ratings.
I don't know if that's true.
That's what the guy on the news said, that it's like even the worst TV show does better than Serial.
Okay. It had millions of downloads.
I heard million.
1 million?
Yeah, not even like just under
Overall or per episode?
that. Overall, that it was like 1 million episodes.
Really?
Yeah,
Well-
that's not that much if you think about
No,
it.
it's not. It's still pretty big, though.
Yeah, for a
But
podcast.
come back in 20 years, it might be different.
It might be.
It's true. The TV series on top.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right now
Yeah.
at least.
I'll have to agree. Top or bottom, Nugget or Satan?
Nugget is Satan, so Nuggets, Nuggets on top. Nuggets on top, Satan on the bottom because, you know, Nugget is he's even crueler than Satan because he's seemingly innocent, which makes him even more devilish.
Nugget don't like the way Jiggy answer question.
Jiggy not happy with his performance on podcast. Wonder if he ever perform again. Take out this entire cast. Big enough backyard inside this New Jersey house.
Jiggy, Nugget, bury Joe Maffei in giant hole.
Gotta be a giant hole.
Who's
So much-
Nugget?
You don't know who Nugget is?
Oh, Nugget is based on Jiggy, but Nugget is a angry bear, honey bear.
Oh, it's like a character.
It's a
Character.
It's
character.
a character.
Yeah.
Nice.
John, Nugget or Satan?
I'm not familiar with Nugget. You guys have your inside stories.
You don't know Nugget?
I'm outside the bubble. I'm the
right.
I'm the
You're not the
outcast
only
in
one.
this group. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Derek's out on the outs of that as well.
Yeah. So yeah,
Joe, you know Nugget.
Nugget on.
Nugget's definitely on top. I mean, Satan wishes he was Nugget.
Nugget. It's like that episode of South Park from the movie where Satan and Saddam are. It's like that's like Nugget, like
Okay.
Nugget Saddam in that
Interesting.
Got
scenario,
it.
right? Does that make any sense?
We can
Chicken.
get more back history on Nugget
What's
later.
frightening is that we all are astounded that they don't know who Nugget is. You know, it's just like, how do you not know who Nugget is?
Nugget upset? You know not Nugget is.
Yeah, Nugget will be visiting you.
No watch.
John will
Fast
find
lane
out
daddy.
later.
Long car ride home.
Long car ride home for John once he finds out who Nugget really is.
Top or bottom? The Patriots or the Seahawks?
Come on.
Why would you even ask?
That's not even. That's not. I'm gonna get up and leave. Are you kidding?
Okay, we got a wise guy here in New Jersey. All right, I'll tell you who's gonna be on top. Fucking me on top of you, punching you out in fucking 2 seconds. Tom Brady all the way.
I forgot to tell you, my beer is really Sam Adams. I'm really most like a Boston Lager. Tom drinks it. Tom. Dennis, get me a Boston Lager. Joe Maffei.
Talking about deflated balls. Come on.
Yeah.
Deflated balls.
Inflate gate.
It's always something.
You're asking me? I'm with, what's his name, Mid-Evenings and saying that Raw was on the other night.
Right? Jay Miller. Jay
Exactly.
Miller answered that question on Twitter.
I'm just so pissed the Seahawks are in the Super Bowl again. I don't like the Pats, but
come on.
I don't like the Pats, but I don't want the Seahawks to win. So what's my option?
You don't. You have to pick
Man.
top or bottom.
Puppy Bowl.
Patriots on the top.
I'm the only.
You know what? Giants beat them in the two Super Bowls, so fine.
I dislike everything about the Patriots. No offense to you guys, really. You know,
I hate the. I'm with you. I'm
Yeah.
just saying here.
I do hate the Seahawks too.
I do
though.
too. Yeah, I do.
But if I have to pick one, I want the Hawks on this one. Right?
they won last year.
Nah.
Out of here.
Top or bottom?
What's your gum, Pete Carroll?
Dude, what's up with Pete Carroll's gum chewing?
Dude, it's so hard. He is a hard chewer.
His jaws gotta hurt the next day,
Yo,
right?
I'll tell you this. So he's the oldest coach in the NFL. I think the chewing has kept him.
No,
young.
he's the second oldest.
second oldest.
Tom Coughlin's the oldest.
Really? He does
Yeah,
not look that
details.
old. Yeah, right?
Yeah, he's like 93 years old. He's been chewing gum. Keeps
His
him young.
gums are like a 40-year-old though, right?
Before every game, he's in the locker room ripping lines. He's got to chew something.
Right?
How do you know it's gum?
Oh, I mean, what else could it be?
You
Nicorette.
just chewing. You ever see old people? They just chew.
You know what flavor that gum is? It is banana chocolate cherry. Maybe that's who you were with. Top or bottom? Writing for a TV pilot or writing for stand-up?
I'd say writing for stand-up on top, just because it's more natural to me.
John?
Yeah, writing for stand-up is more interesting. People that write for TV, I mean, I haven't met a lot of them, but not a lot of talent there.
Really?
Yeah, you got a boardroom full of bozos, and they just pump out the best they can. For most TV, that like 90% of TV.
Okay. 10% is excellent. Joe Maffei.
I guess I go for writing for stand-up. It's got to be a little more challenging, difficult, rewarding, all that. Seeing I write for nothing, that's my best guess.
Your best guest?
Best guess.
D?
Sorry. I trailed off on that T.
I obviously I've written stand-up comedy, so I'm gonna go with that on the top and pilot on the bottom.
I don't know, man. It's tough. You know, writing for TV is. I mean, do you think it's more difficult to write like a feature than it is? What's easier, writing a feature or writing a 21-minute episode?
Writing like a feature film.
Yeah, like just so.
that.
Yeah.
Writing a feature film is hard because you have so many different beats to what you're doing. You know, like it has to make sense for 90 to 100 pages.
But it's a definitive. You enter the film at point A. You leave the film at point B.
And
Right.
that's
Complete
it.
story.
That's it.
TV, you need the season.
Yeah, right. You have to continue to.
You can't develop all the characters.
unless
You
some
gotta leave things
episodes,
open.
unless it's a show where it's literally one episode and then it's done, then another episode and then it's done.
Well, we're not talking about John's pilot. We're talking about. Okay. Hey, Yaki. Sorry. No, like Lost. You guys ever watch Lost?
Yeah.
No, I never watched.
No. You guys? Nobody.
I don't watch it. But I
Yeah,
know
I
it's
watched Lost.
Like,
Yeah,
how do you
no.
write for a show like that? Is it more difficult to write for a show like Lost, or is it more difficult to you write for Seinfeld? Right? What's harder?
I would say, you know, a show like Lost, I didn't really watch it that much, but even like a long running series with that much drama and that many characters, like even like a show like like Walking Dead, I feel like the show starts and it's like a boulder going down a mountain, you know, and like every little thing it hits along the way, it turns it a different direction. So once you start going down and starts picking up speed, it just creates a life of its own. And I feel like so once you get down that path, when all the characters are established, there's probably 100 different options you could do, and maybe that would be easier. I think writing a standalone, just one show, like a pilot episode of anything, is very, very, very challenging to establish characters that quickly.
Right. That's the difficult part about it. Right. You have to make people either fall in love or hate a character in 21 minutes. But I mean,
Very
for a
hard.
pilot, it might even be less time than that.
And it's not one guy. I mean, it's not one guy writing these. It's not like, Frank, we need episode 3. Come on. It's a team of people. So you got
Sure.
a lot of good, like, I mean, like SNL or something. You know, there's a ton of writers. You know, same with like late night, the Tonight Show and late night. They have so many writers and they pump out like awesome bits and shit. You know, it's not that hard. I mean, it's not that easy. I mean,
So when you're, I guess
by yourself.
you guys could, Derek and Jiggy, you could speak to this more so. But when you're writing comedy, I guess it's much more free, right? You do have to set it up, right? You have to get people into a story, the gloves, right? And you compound on that. Is that harder or easier to do?
I think if it's an actual story that something happened to you, it's pretty easy, you know. And if you're a good storyteller, like a lot of comedians are, then that's actually not that hard. But if you're coming up with like clever just material, that's the harder part. But it's more rewarding because it's your own stuff.
Yeah, when you're reciting a story, like you're tagging up your story, like so you're taking a story and like sometimes you bend the truth a little bit, but you're making it funny along the way, and like that's the fun part is when you're tagging up a story that you like or an idea. The hardest part for me is writing just like loose jokes. Like I wrote, like me and John were laughing the other day because like he just got a new apartment in the city. We were like, and just he has a dog too, so I was just like a random idea. I was like, what if dogs could only bark and then laugh, but they couldn't talk? Like just
Right.
bark and laugh. And like I think that's funny, but like how would I make that like a joke? That's challenging. And where would that go in my material? I can't go from gloves to ball sauce to dogs.
That would be
laughing.
really.
Yeah. Side note,
What if you're coming out of the shower, you're naked, and your dog starts laughing at you? All I'm thinking is that's bad.
Yeah,
The
that
dog's
can't be
laughing at
good.
me.
but yeah, it's like that. You'll get a nugget of something. You'll be like, there's something there. I don't know where. Or I don't know how to get to it yet, but there's something there. Like a laughing dog barks and then laughs.
It's
That's
someone-
funny.
And sometimes it takes a long
Same
time. I
nugget.
mean, in the same way that the chocolate raspberry ball sauce story happened 2 years before I even told Jon about it. It happened a long time ago. I knew that there was something. Obviously, it was like something crazy, but I didn't know that could work into my material.
So here's all right. So how about this? Break this down for us. So you have two great things that happen to you, right? You have the story that comes to you about working at a golf store with the gloves, and you work that into this great joke, and then you have this ball sauce story, and you work that into a great joke. How do you connect those things? Like that's got to be a work in progress, and it's not, like just difficult to get from A to B.
Transitions
Yeah.
are difficult, but like I set my sets up. Even when I'm with the Impractical Jokers, like I know, like I have to say something about the room or the city is my opening. I always do that. Something about the room, something about the city I'm in. Then I'll talk about, like jobs I've had or how special it is to be there, and then move into like being single and relationships, and that I try to make that smooth because it's tough. If you only have 15 minutes and you're opening for someone, they have to like you, get to know you, and laugh with you by the end of that 15 minutes. It's very challenging.
Right.
And transitions sometimes can make or break a comic. Like you could be telling a great joke, and if you have an awkward transition, it could step on your next joke.
Yeah.
How often does a room just feel flat?
I mean, it happens a lot when you're working out new material,
Yeah.
Because like what is funny to you in the shower is not funny to everyone in the room. So, you try to lower your percentage of times that happens to you by working out new material, by plugging into stuff that you already know is working. So, you joke 1 works, joke 2 is new, joke 3 will work. So then, at least there's flow to like your material. But yeah, sometimes I tell jokes and I'm just like, man, that did not work.
But then you acknowledge that, and that will get a laugh.
Right.
You acknowledge it. In the beginning, I remember I would just, when you first start and you get frustrated with the audience picks up on that in 2 seconds. They're dead silent, and you need to go through that. You need to fucking bomb and just have like 6 people there and like just be terrible. And that's the only way to learn, really.
Bombing is definitely part of the process.
What's worse or better? Like what's top or bottom really? Bombing horribly, like is that the lowest, or like totally making the room erupt that high? Like what's
As
what's
far
a
as like
worse
emotional?
like what's a crazier experience?
I think
Obviously you always want to succeed, right? But that's
No,
not
yeah.
really what I'm looking for. You know what
I
I'm saying?
think the feeling of having like a theater, like when we go in the roads with the Impractical Jokers, having a room like that erupt in laughter is still a bigger high than the low of having a joke bomb feels.
Right.
Because if a joke bombs, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, I got something to save this.
Right.
And then when a joke does really well, I'm like, man, I can't wait to tell the next joke. It's going to be even better. So even if a joke bombs, in the back of my mind, I'm already thinking about what I'm doing next. I don't know. Are you the same?
I think you have to do that because
Yeah.
you don't want to dwell on that, And then if you come up with something on the, just improv something funny about how your joke wasn't funny, or you pick someone out the audience or something, like they love that. The audience love like, oh, like if they feel like, oh, he just came up with that just now.
Right.
That's funny,
Yeah, that's the challenge of stand-up is how you handle when the bad is bad.
Yeah.
And the best can do it really well. I've seen guys. There's a comic named Jeremy Hotz he's a Canadian comic. He's in Los Angeles, and he does his almost entire set off the cuff, and he has stuff that like bombs like so bad, like it's like I can't even. Because he's doing it all off the cuff, but he recovers so well. He gets standing ovations like every time.
Right.
I think I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen
And
that. dude.
he's amazing. He's an amazing comic. But to be able to live in the moment and recover from bombing is very impressive. Hard to do.
Yeah.
How much time do you spend reflecting after you bomb? How much time do you go back and say, let me go through this. The dog laughed at this one. The dog didn't laugh at that one. Like, which joke really worked?
You definitely spend time like. If you have a room of 20 people and I'll tell a joke that I think is hilarious and I even get a chuckle,
Right.
I'll like keep that and I'll be like, I'll record it and be like, okay, I can sculpt this a little better. That's like the challenge. That's when you're like a painter, you know, you're like
Right, you're thinking a
putting
little
together-
tweaking that'll explode.
You go to an open mic, it's like doing a sketch of a joke. And then you take that sketch and you bring it home and you're like, oh, I can fill this in. I can make this, you know what I mean? You're
Yeah, I'm
putting
with
all
you.
the watercolors on it. And so, yeah, that's what it is. Like open mics are like sketching. And then when you get the feedback, that's when you can finish the piece. And each joke is like its own little piece.
That's cool. I like that.
And to your question, Mike, I definitely think that the big laugh is better than the low.
Well,
I mean, I know it's better, but
yeah,
like
it'd
the
be
feeling, the feeling is better than the. Well,
Yeah, I know it's difficult to put, but you
Yeah,
know
but you
what
got what
I'm
I'm saying. I agree with Jiggy on that one.
It happens from time to time. All right, we got a little thing we want to do here with you guys. We stalked you a little bit. We'd like to prepare when our guests come on, so we looked at your Twitters.
Oh boy.
Okay.
And we like to play a little game called Rehashing Your Hashtag. It's really like a defending your tweet. I'm just going to ask you, I'm going to read you what you wrote, and I want you to just tell me, what was I thinking?
Oh man, there's some good ones here.
All right, so let's start with @Jon Kilmer at 5:40 p.m. on December 18th, 2014. It's not a drinking problem if you're awesome.
That's true. I agree with that.
I mean, you know, what are you thinking?
It speaks for itself, and I think someone who drinks too much needs an excuse to why they drink so much. That's my excuse.
Were you drinking when you wrote that?
Probably.
It was 5:40 p.m. Yeah,
PM AM.
I did learn something about you, John. You and Jiggy actually. You enjoyed tweeting right around the 5-6 o'clock hour. I don't know why.
The prime time, baby.
Is it prime time?
That's when everyone's listening.
@Jiggy Comedy at 5:23 p.m. October 13th, 2014. I'm watching Purple Rain and I'm eating pita chips. I need to get it together. #Prince. #Columbus Day.
Oh, you do. You really need to get it together after that one.
What? I got a good one here.
That's really funny. I was watching Purple Rain, and pita chips are healthy.
What were you
You
putting
don't
them
have
on?
to sell us.
Were you dipping them? Anything?
No, I was eating. I was just eating. Yeah, hummus and pita chips. Watching Purple Rain
On Columbus Day.
jamming out. And you watch Purple Rain now. There's a lot of Chappelle Show quotes in there that you pick up from.
Oh yeah.
So like
Oh my God.
because I didn't grow up in that era. I was like an idea when Purple Rain came out.
Sure.
So
You might have been conceived because of Purple Rain.
it's possible.
In Purple Rain, you know what I love about Purple Rain is how Morris Day and the Times sing that song that's now popular
Oh yeah.
by what's his fotch? What's his name?
I don't
Holy
know.
shit! Why is that senior moment? 60% all over it. What's his name? The singer right now. God damn it.
The guy who sings.
Yeah.
Like a big star
Yeah,
right now.
yeah, like
Bruno
huge.
Mars?
Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
He
Bruno
sings a
Mars.
song called what?
It's not called what?
Uptown Funk.
Uptown Funk.
Yeah.
Uptown
That's
Funk.
not based
Yeah,
on.
it was great when Morris Time
Yeah,
sang
it
it.
sounds
It
like
was
a
called
Morris
Jungle
song.
Love in Purple Rain.
That wasn't the same
No,
song.
it's not the same song. It's similar.
it's
It's very
so-
similar.
dude.
I said the same thing. I said the same thing to you. Sounds
Everybody-
just like Morris Day,
Right?
Jungle Love.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm so glad I'm not the only
It's not
one.
exactly the same, but it's close.
Similar. yeah.
Play him. You can Google that or YouTube it, and you'll see people mash it up. Same
Interesting. I love that song too.
Yeah, they got the funk.
song. @Jon Kilmer, 5:33 p.m. December 17th. Oh, this is a day earlier. Is it kosher to say "bless you" after a Jew sneezes?
That's just, I have thoughts all day. Thank God there's something like Twitter. Like
Not all day, just around the 5:40 mark.
like, when people are actually on social media, I get these thoughts. And I mean, it's a valid question.
It is a valid question. Did you guys ever think about that?
Why?
Yeah.
Jews can be blessed.
Sure.
Can't they?
Can they? I don't know.
I mean, they killed Jesus, and right
I don't know.
You know what the answer is?
Exactly.
for YouTube, right? @Jiggy Comedy, 2:46 p.m., July 28th, 2014. My building finally fixed my bathroom light. No more pooping in the dark. #NYC, #apartment, #East Village.
I went. My light in my bathroom was out for like a month and a half, and I told my building, "Hey, we need this light fixed."
Right.
And the lady inside a management company was like, "Have you tried a candle?"
Have you tried a candle?
I'm like, I'm not Sam Adams. Give me like, I want my
Sam
light.
loves Sam Adams. Sam.
So
Were you pooping when you wrote that?
if I was
Probably.
pooping in the light, it was probably like miraculous. I could see my phone.
Stinker taker time is
Yeah.
when it all happened.
So yeah, it was a great day when I got my light back.
At Jon Kilmer, 7:29 p.m. October 16th. We went bing bang boom. Oh, I'm sorry. That's like 2 months earlier. John says, "Hey John, I'm sober, and I'd love for you to respect me the entire night." Said no girl ever.
That's true.
The funny thing about Tor is that tweet.
Yeah, it's one and done.
Yeah, I mean, if you basically the reason we got the TV pilot was based on a web series that I've been producing for like 2 or 3 years, based around like our tour life and all that. If you kind of dig into those videos, that'll make a lot more sense.
Right.
Girls, no respect for themselves.
No respecting man drinks. What is it? Blue Moon?
This has been delicious.
He's still on the first one.
This is
And I'm feeling swirly. What is in this hops?
At Jiggy Comedy, 7:36 p.m. on February 8th, 2014. Just use my hairline as ID for beer at 7-Eleven. Hashtag true story. Hashtag sad. Hashtag hilarious. Hashtag NYC.
Your hashtags are on point.
Right?
I crushed hashtag.
On fleek.
I had to go get beer and I forgot my wallet. It just had cash on me. And the guy's like, "Man, I can't give you beer. You don't have an ID." I'm like, "Yo, look at my hairline, bro. What do you think? I'm 16 and I look like this?"
I love how you.
And he's like, and he actually agreed with me. He goes, "Okay." And then he gave it to me.
Oh,
yeah. No ID and getting beer. It's only 7:30.
Hashtag NYC.
Monday.
Hashtag East Village.
City living.
I want to know what that date is, February 8th. What day of the week was that? Joe, you're a math major.
what do I know, man?
I don't know. I
What
thought
do
maybe
look
you were
like,
one of those
Kreskin?
dudes that could do
It
that.
was a Thursday and it was raining. He was wearing red.
Ah, that's rehashing
It's not
your
Rain
hashtag.
Man. How is he gonna do that?
You never know with this cat, man. Dude, what's up with the hashtags?
My roommate makes fun of my hashtags too, but like you gotta throw those hashes out.
You love the hashtags.
Yeah, throw out hashtags.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you throw more hashtags out, maybe more people find it. I don't know. Is that wrong?
No.
I'm never hashtagging.
Someone's searching
again.
on True right now. I'm going to get them.
True, said, hilarious, NYC. I get it. John didn't have any hashtags. The game is called Rehashing Your Hashtag. I couldn't find any. So, shows the difference.
Yeah, I'm in desperate need of people to follow me. John is not.
Hashtag pooping in the dark.
John, your Twitter game is strong, though.
It's pretty strong, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
22,000 followers, I think, something like that.
So yeah.
Jiggy? 6?
6. My mother's created 200 accounts just to follow me.
What was
Not
the
as
first thing
many.
you said when the light came on in the bathroom? This place needs cleaning. At least my poo's too healthy. I don't know.
Hashtag.
I thought that was in the toilet. Oh gosh. Yeah.
That was the garbage can.
I know. No, it was a big moment when I got the light back.
Those companies that run buildings, they just don't want to spend a dime. And you know what I mean? Like the building that I have a condo in, we have a group of people who run it, but then you have the company outside of them that has to do anything. So if you call for the light bulb, the group of people is like, no, don't call the management company because they charge you like $20 to change a light bulb. Legit.
Oh, really?
You know what I mean?
And if you did it was it like too high or something? Could you have put
No,
a
it's
bulb
like
in there
a
in the
s-
meantime?
It's like a specialty bulb.
Yeah,
in the way
they do that on purpose.
and they build. It was like a built-in light, like that I could have figured out, but I would have needed tools.
Oh, then that's
You know, like-
they want the $26 to come change it, so
Yeah.
they do that on purpose.
I would have had to get
Bullshit.
yeah, but you shouldn't have to do that if that's the case. I just thought maybe like
No, if it was a simple little program, I could have done it. But there was like, I don't know what an Allen wrench is, and I'm not good with tools.
No,
No,
you couldn't tell.
no.
You don't look like a Boston blue collar dude.
No, I'm not a toolsman.
No, not a toolsman.
toolsman.
You're not good. You're not good with the tool.
That's debatable. Depends on who you'd call.
Depends on what size Allen wrench you're talking about.
well, the ball sauce chick, she's down with that.
Ball
tool.
sauce.
Ball sauce.
Chocolate
Oh,
raspberry.
ball sauce.
Ball sauce.
I thought you said ball sauce.
Oh no, ball sauce.
Ball sauce.
Balls.
Ball.
Boss.
I'm saying
sauce.
balls?
Sauce.
Bow sauce.
Ball sauce.
Are we selfie?
Ball
Wait.
sauce.
Take it. Oh.
It's kind of rude, but
No, it's totally good. Taking a picture. Make sure you tag us.
quick selfie.
You guys are kind of young, but what does that remind you of?
Oh, that's like
AOL, baby.
Oh,
AOL,
yeah, right?
1996.
Remember that?
That was my
Yeah.
that was my come up. Sixth grade AOL.
I had that. Yeah.
What was now you're like a master Jiggy of the online dating. John, when you were like on AOL, what was it like? You used to hit on girls or like try to date with girls from Instant Messenger, right? Was that?
It was
I am.
Kilmerman 11.
IMs, yeah.
Kilmerman 11 AIM.
Yeah, you still have it probably. It's still alive,
I don't use Instant Messenger anymore.
right?
but-
Who does? But that was like, what was it besides Instant Messenger?
Dude, this semester was awesome. That look, when I was in college,
That was
like
the shit right
that
there.
was what you get back like late at night. You know, who's on IM?
Yeah.
Because like Facebook wasn't around yet. MySpace
was-
might have just been started.
It was
but-
Facebook Messenger, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was like
yeah.
your
essentially,
equivalent.
yeah.
I still remember. It's so weird. AIM. I still remember like random people's screen names.
Yeah.
You know, like when you mentioned when that came on, I was like, oh my god, B-Ball John 9.
Sunberry Jam.
Yeah.
And their away status, that's pretty much Twitter now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your away
Yeah.
status is
Think about it.
Yeah.
Funny,
Yep.
my executive producer of my show, him and another guy wrote the code for the buddy list in AOL.
Really?
Yeah, he's loaded, but like that he was in on the ground floor of that, and he like
Hence the term executive producer.
yeah.
The man with the Monet.
Yeah,
There was this girl I thought was hot freshman year in school, and like right now, I don't remember what her name is, but I never
know her
her
screen name.
name was Tan Lines Are Hot 56. Nice. So yeah, that's good. Brought back some memories.
All right, well, that also is the sound of the armchair futurist, right? The year 2050. The pizza and the beers will get you in the room, but we like to talk about the revolution of our guests. And you guys are the entertainment industry. So if you're sitting back in your armchair in the year 2050, what does the entertainment industry look like at that point?
In 2050,
Right.
you want me to kick it off?
Kick it out, baby.
I think in 2050 it is 100% instant everything. So I think we will be like John and I will be grandparents telling our grandkids about. Well, I remember one day we used to go to the cinemas.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, oh, tell us more about the cinemas. Tell us more about the cinemas. You sat down and you got candy. Tell us more about that. Like everything, movies won't be released in cinemas. Everything will be instant. I don't know if television and the way we see it will be even relevant at that point. I see everything being instant. So maybe a hyper Netflix model where like any music that's out, any movies that come out, any television that's out is at your fingertips at every moment.
The word you're looking for is streaming.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Everything will be streaming. Music's going to be streaming. Even buying stuff on iTunes is going to go to streaming. You're gonna, like artists will get paid for streams, which is starting to happen.
Yeah,
Sorry.
and Jiggy's gonna be a in 2050 a old black woman suburb from the south. Tell us more about the cinemas.
Tell us more about the cinema. I'm also Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby, yeah.
Tell us more about the cinema. I even feel like even things like Chipotle will be, like kids will be like, what? Oh my God, you had to like pick stuff out in line?
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah.
mean black rice, white rice? They didn't just know what you wanted? Ugh, weird. Everything will be like instant. And we're moving fast towards that. So I don't even know. Maybe it's something way ahead of what I can even fathom, but
And John, on the other side of that, what about like making it? Making TV, making film, like what is that going to be like in 2050? I mean, right now you're rocking your camera and maybe some harnesses, and you're actually holding shit.
Equipment's getting smaller and less expensive, but I mean, producing things they've been relatively the same since the start of making films or whatever. Just like the equipment has been getting smaller and getting less expensive.
Do you think you'll be to the point where you show up and you are the camera? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you can do a lot. I mean, especially in the past. I mean, I started doing film when I was, 15, 14, 10 years ago. And from then until now, I mean, the stuff that you can do is incredible for the price.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, for what you could have done, 10 years ago for $50,000, you can do now for $5,000.
sure.
So yeah, absolutely. One man, like you can take the place of 3 or 4 different guys.
I mean, look, this table is a perfect example of that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this 10 years ago would never happen.
Yeah, be serious. I mean, plus you can take this GoPro, throw it on a drone, and boom, that's a helicopter shot.
yeah.
10 years ago.
Well, it's funny you said the drone, though. Have you seen the new drone one that's out that was on CNET? It comes with a watch, and as long as you're wearing the watch, it will follow you and tape you wherever you go.
That's crazy.
Oh, that's cool.
Imagine just planting that watch on somebody.
I've been, right?
I just want to see where my girlfriend's going. Where my watch?
I was looking at the Phantom, they're like quadcopters,
Yeah.
the GoPro quadcopters to do some filming with. And as I researched them, I just got deeper and deeper into it. And now there's an app for one of the Phantoms where you can go on a Google map and map out where you want the drone to go. So if you have like a tracking shot, a car racing down the street, and it's going to be a big car chase scene, you can map it out on Google Map and do speeds and stuff, and then just hit a button and the drone will do it. So you don't have to have an operator at that point. You just map it out.
It's insane.
Right?
So awesome.
Yeah.
It's great. The content that comes out of having those drones has been amazing.
Yeah.
Some of the shots are just like crazy.
So after 2048 and all the cats are dead in the cat genocide, that's what we'll have to look forward to.
Have you seen the smallest one? It's the size of a quarter.
Come on.
It's
a camera?
It's a camera and a drone called the Dragonfly, and it's the size of a quarter.
What kind of quality can you get out of a camera?
What do I know, man? I'm not a cameraman. I just read the news.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy, though.
Yeah.
What are you touching over there?
No,
What are you doing?
like that looked like it was like wet or something.
feels sticky.
It looked like it's sticky or something.
Philip, what does Philip think? We haven't heard from Philip all night. Philip, what do you think about 2050 and entertainment?
Well, the thing is about that. Well, actually, I'm not very good with the entertainment thing. I'm just like an average nerd guy. Wow, you can do math problems.
I mean, that's Philip's term. So I don't know. It's crazy. We like to talk about it all the time. I like to kind of say what Jiggy was saying. Like you'll sit at home and it'll all just kind of come to you. It'll be in your goggles. And you'll never have to leave the house.
Yeah, and your bed chip.
I think the scarier thing is not how we're going to get our entertainment, but how we're going to socialize. Because I feel like that's already kind of melting away. And I don't know. In 2050, who knows? People might just pick your friends for you.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
arranged friendship.
You're born with a friend list, and you're like, "Oh, John, I don't know how Oh, yeah, you're my arranged friend."
I think
That's how I know
I think
you.
Timberlake said it best all those years ago. Ayo, I'm tired of this technology.
It's so true.
Before his time.
ST.
There you go.
Jiggy, thank you so much for coming. John, thank you so much for coming down. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, man, this is fun. This is awesome.
On the way out, is there anything you want to plug?
Just follow me on Twitter, please. At Jiggy Comedy, and also check out the Jiggy and Jon podcast.
Right on. It's a lot of fun, man. It's a
on
good show.
iTunes. Yeah.
And I'm pretty good on followers, but my dog's going to be in the Puppy Bowl, so make sure you turn on Animal Planet.
Oh, yeah?
They're in the Super Bowl.
Hey, are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, I got to talk to you about that after we get off air.
How do you follow the Puppy Bowl?
Joe, you got anything to plug?
I just want to thank our fans for listening. Thank you, PBR fans.
Derek D.
Yo, yeah, PBR, watch it and subscribe to Jiggy and Jon, the podcast.
Pizza Beer Revolution. You can find us on the web, pizzabeerrevolution.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Give us some love, and we will love you back. We'll see you next week.
Deuces.
See you.
Deuces.